Hi, everybody. I hope everybody is well. I am just sitting here enjoying myself in some nature and was kind of guided to share my story. So this is me about to share my story. So I guess I just want to kind of encourage anybody who may have gone through the same thing that I have went through. So yeah, that's the objective of this video. So I guess I want to talk about ectopic pregnancies. All right, we gotta breathe in for a while. Y'all excuse my face. I've been a little emotional. I'm in nature, and nature definitely does that to me. You can see my surroundings. I am covered front and back, head to toe woods. Ow! I got my little yoga mat out here by the water. Water is my thing, so it's definitely got me in my element. So, okay. Ectopic pregnancies. I had 2 different ectopic pregnancies. A little backstory on me. Me and my husband had been trying for a really long time, and it wasn't until I basically said, because I had told myself for a long time that I couldn't have children. Like, oh, you can't have babies, like, because it wasn't happening, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't preventing it in past relationships, and it still wasn't happening. So I had convinced myself that, oh my gosh, there's 2 dragonflies playing right there. That makes my whole heart smile. But I convinced myself that I couldn't get pregnant, and so I talked really negative to myself. And I said one day, God put it on my heart to like, about how I had been talking to myself, right? He was like, hey, you need to look out for, like, how you're talking to yourself and stuff like that. So I started to evaluate it, and that's when I realized, like, you know, I was really talking down and negative to myself when there was no evidence to say that I couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, I've gotten checked out before. Everything was fine. I just wasn't getting pregnant. So I decided to change up my narrative. I decided to talk more positive and talk myself up, if you will. And so I ended up getting pregnant in November of 2019. And felt like something was a little off. Let's just put it that way. Felt like something was a little off. I may have had a little vaginal bleeding, but it was brown, so it had been sitting in there for a while. Or not a while, but you know what I mean. And so I was like, I don't know, I'm going to go to the doctor. Ended up going to the emergency room, and they told me I was having an ectopic pregnancy. My world, oh my gosh, like, when I found that information out, I just was like, are you serious? Like, you can't. You're not, like, you got the wrong person. Like, no, not, I've waited so long to do this, and I'm finally here, and you're telling me what? You're about, no. I was in disbelief. I literally was in disbelief. But I'm a firm believer in God and the Most High, a higher power. So I was just like, you know, trying to wrap my brain around it, like trying to. Okay, okay, I'm having a topic, and so they were telling me about it, and they were like, you know, this is something that could have killed you and stuff of that nature. So I was happy that I caught it in time, you know. So I went through that experience. I went through it during the COVID era, you know, but my husband was able to be there for me the first time, which is something. I was hyperventilating. My cousin came and saw me. I feel so bad for the poor nurse, because I was just like hyperventilating, and she didn't know what to do until my husband got there. And then when my husband got there, she was like, okay, you know, you got somebody. My cousin was there. I cried so much that I had like a severe headache. Like, and they ended up putting like fluids in me, like water or whatever, and I felt better. Well, headache wise goes anyway. So then moving forward, I was still very optimistic. I ended up sharing my experience on Facebook because I feel like, you know, when you share your experience, it helps people who has either experienced that before or know somebody or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just helps the experience. It helps other people. And I am a helper. So before I even made it home, we were at CVS, I think, getting my medicine, you know, because they just removed the whole baby. I had already posted on Facebook, you know. I was very optimistic. I was still okay. I was okay. In a little bit of pain, of course, you know, hurt. But he was able to save both of my tubes. He even cleaned them out. He was like, you can keep trying. Like, you can keep trying. Like, you know, you got this. Like, you don't have to stop trying or whatever. So I was very optimistic. And then so we kept trying. Me and my husband, we kept trying. They said that we were supposed to wait like a certain amount of time before we started trying again, but we didn't. But anyway, so I ended up getting pregnant again. That was December of 2019 when my baby was removed. I ended up getting pregnant again in March, the beginning of March. And same thing. I guess because of the first ectopic, I was very nervous and anxious and stuff. So when I found out, I had a very faint line on the pregnancy test, which is what happened the first time. So I was kind of already on edge. And then something just was like, you need to go get checked out. Like, you just need to go get checked out. So I went to the emergency room again. And when I say it was the worst experience I've ever had, ever, it was the worst, okay? First of all, my husband wasn't there. I think he was, like, driving around trying to find a parking spot or something, but he wasn't in the room with me. And the doctor came in, and or maybe he was a nurse. I don't know. And he came in, and he was like, you're having an ectopic. He didn't close the door. He was aware that this was my second one, and he just was very nonchalant about it. Like, he was very nonchalant. Like, oh, this happens all day for us. And I was distraught. Oh my gosh. So, long story short, they ended up taking my left tube or my right tube. I don't know. I can't remember which one. On March the 25th, 2020. So, as you can tell, it's been 2 years ago. And I am finally at a position where I can talk about it without crying. I still cry. To release whenever I do whenever I feel the urge to, I do release, and I do cry about it or whatever. But I've gotten to a position where I can talk about it more freely. That's actually the first one right there. I found out that I was pregnant right after I got this. I was pregnant the second time right after I got this. And it was crazy because I could have had both dates on there, but yeah. So that happened or whatever. So the second time, like I said, it was just the worst experience ever. I was just so upset. I was mad at God. I was mad at myself. I was like, this couldn't be happening to me. I only have one tube left. What are you talking about? I prayed for this so many times. Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, God, what did I do to deserve this? You know? And okay, there it goes. There's that, those emotions coming out, but that's how I felt. Like, what did I do, you know, to deserve this? Like, what'd I do? Right? And you start to get to evaluate everything that you've done and all the things. I found myself apologizing to people that didn't deserve an apology, you know, like, but I just found myself trying to right all of my wrongs. I found myself trying to really, like, find a logical explanation. I'll put it like that. That's the best way I can put it. I tried to find a logical explanation because I didn't understand. I'm not perfect. By far, I'm not perfect. I do wrong just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But I try my best to do right by everybody. I try my best to encourage people, motivate people, talk. I bring up God unless they're not open to it, and it's like, hey, that's your issue. But I try to live my life in righteousness. If there's anything that I'm doing harmful, it's harmful to me, not others, if that makes sense, or whatever, like drinking or something like that. Like, it's harmful because you're not supposed to be drink, or you can drink, but you're not supposed to get drunk or whatever. But anywho, oh my God, I was blaming myself, and I was not so happy the second time around. I was very much crushed, and I just knew it was something that I had done. Like, Jessica, you fucked up. Like, excuse my language, but Jessica, you messed up. You must have made God angry. There must have been something that you could have done that was better, or so what I did was I suppressed it. I suppressed it. I completely cut off any emotions. And that's why you'll see emotions now to this day. 2 years later, I'm just now starting to allow myself to feel it. And this is me, somewhat feeling it. I've already, been through the emotions and stuff like that. But it hurt. It hurt like something it hurt like something I've never felt before. And it wasn't so much as like what happened to me. It was more like me feeling like I did something wrong, or that I was at fault, or something of that nature. Like, what is wrong with you that you can't achieve this goal? You know what I mean? Like, motherhood. You're a woman. Have babies, right? And I was just, so I said all of that to say, I am here to motivate and encourage anybody who has gone through that. I know it's hard. It's hard, but try not to suppress your emotions. Try to let them out. My inbox is always open. You can always reach me, Jessica Jean Charles, at Facebook. My inbox is always open, like I said. Send me a friend request first, though, because it doesn't it goes into like a whole nother folder or whatever. Y'all excuse my little snotty nose. But it goes into like a specific folder or whatever, and then you can't see it unless we're friends or whatever. But I mean, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but whatever. If you ever need anybody to talk to about it, or an outlet where somebody understands exactly what you're going through, like, I'm definitely that. You can definitely reach out to me. But this video is to, like I said, just to encourage you. It's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? You may have done something or whatever that you need to change or whatever, but that's what life is about, It's about lessons and learning and doing one thing, and hey, if that doesn't work out, then do something else. And if that doesn't work out, then do something else. And like, that's what we're doing right now. Life is full of lessons. Once you get over one hurdle, it doesn't mean that, oh, life is going to be perfect now. No, you're going to go through different hurdles. You're going to have more than one, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always constant lessons. But with God, we know that we're going to have that grace and that mercy that he puts upon us, that we're able to handle whatever lesson it is that he's trying to teach us at the time. And we decide that we want to get stuck on the outcome or the result, or that something of that nature, when in fact we're supposed to like look at the bigger picture and take it from a bird's eye point of view, right? Like in the sky, like those are birds up there and they're looking down on me and they can see something completely different than what I see, which is the trees and stuff that are right around me. Their perception is completely different. And sometimes we have to get in that better perception in order to see what it is that we need to see. So I say all of that to say, like I said, this was just a video, but I just want to encourage you. If this is something that you're going through, or have went through in the past and are having a hard time, not moving on or letting go or forgetting about it, it'll always be a part of your experience. I can tell you that from experience. And I'm still trying, y'all. I haven't gotten pregnant yet. Well, I don't know. But I'm in my little 2-week wait right now. But I'm still trying. I'm still optimistic. And I know that if it's something that's supposed to happen, that it's going to happen. Like I just keep the faith, and I know that God said that if you pray about something, or if it's your heart's desire, then He will give it to you. And so as long as it's lined up with His will. And so that's just where I'm at right now. So like I said, I just wanted to encourage anybody who has been through what I've been through to keep your head up. And if you want to cry, okay? Like, let it out. Cry about it. I mean, sometimes you're going to feel that way, but then just let yourself know that it's okay that you're hurt. It's okay to feel shame or guilt, or it's okay. Now, don't let those emotions linger, because they're not the truth. You know what I mean? Don't let them linger, but it's okay to initially feel them, and just let them know, like, hey, thank you for being here, and you are dismissed, because no. But just know that you are a woman. You are, everything. You're worthy of what you desire. And I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your mental health. I'm praying for your physical health. I'm praying for your spiritual health. And I'm right there along with you. So do not feel like you are alone, because you are never alone. Even when you don't see somebody else going through your situation, even when you don't have a friend to talk to, you are never alone. Spirit is always there. God is always there. God is always protecting you. In fact, my favorite... Oh, let me see if I can take my shoe off real quick. So I can show y'all. My favorite prayer is the Footprints. It's the Footprints poem, and it's not in the Bible, but it's a poem, and it basically just says that in your darkest time, okay, let me just tell you about the poem really quick. Okay, so basically there are 2 sets of footprints walking along a beach, basically, right? And that's God and the person who's writing the poem. And so they're just trotting a lot, right? Trotting a lot. And the guy is noticing, the writer of the poem is noticing that when things get his toughest, that there's only 1 set of footprints. And he's like, God, what's your deal, dude? Like, why did you forsaken me in my worst times? Why'd you leave me when I needed you the most? Like, what's up with that, right? And God was like, son, because it was a man, I think, in the poem. He was like, son, those are my footsteps. I was carrying you. So, you feel like you may feel like you're alone, but you're not. You may feel like this is something that you have to do by yourself, but you don't. And I am ready for you whenever you're ready to heal. But I just want to encourage you right now to let it go. Let it out. That's what I mean by let it go. Let it out, not let it go. Because like I said, it's never going to be a situation where you're going to be like, oh, it's all forgotten and I didn't go through that. Like, no, it's always going to be a part of your experience. But let it out. Feel your emotions. How do you feel? And honor your emotions. Okay, I do want to encourage you that. So if this video, I guess, I don't know where I'm going to post it at or whatever, but if it gets enough responses or whatever, then I'll do like a video, or not a video, but like maybe a channel or something like that, to where I create a space for all of us who may need some guidance, and I'll put like some tips out and stuff, things that worked for me, that helped me be able to release. But the main thing and releasing, and once again, it's never forgotten, that baby will always be there. And I'm gonna get her brother's name. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, but I feel like the first one was a girl and the second one was a boy. So I'm gonna get his exit date, I guess, if you will, tattooed on me. So they're always gonna be with me, always. And but I'm on a journey to healing. And if you want to come along on my journey to healing, then just let me know. If you need to reach out to me and talk or whatever, I'm always here. There's somebody over there. So I'm just going to go ahead and time out of here. But I love you guys. Nothing but love and peace.